Hang on one second. Hang on, people, please. Guess I should have done this before we started our little video, huh? That would have been nice, right? Oh, well, that's how live it actually is, you know. It's not a setup, it's a live thing, right? So, anyway, I decided to do a live video today. Hang on a minute, let me get all set up here. There we go. We don't really have a lot of people online yet, so, you know, we can get set up and get prepared, right? There you go. Okay, so we are now set up. I want to wish myself a happy birthday. Tomorrow's my birthday. So happy birthday to my friend Pete, right? We're getting old, people. We're getting old, and we are starting to really see the light when the sun comes out. And even at nighttime when the sun's not here, the light is shining. In more ways than one, I can tell you that. We can go out in the shop if you want and gander, but really not much going on. I've kind of put a stop to the 61 Corvette because I got to get on the Chevelle. Yesterday I put the Chevelle on the frame. I took the body off of the rotisserie, put it down on the frame, so that's a done deal. I had to go to Grand Junction last Sunday because my office chair collapsed and broke on me, so I had to drive all the way to Grand Junction, and I got the cheapest office chair that they had, which is this hokey looking thing. $150 for an office chair. I thought that was ridiculous, but what are you gonna do? You need an office chair, right? You gotta have an office chair, so yeah, we gotta get the office chair. So that was $150. Last week we went over to a restaurant in town over here and went and ate. I got a pizza, Minnie got some spaghetti, and it was pretty good. I mean, the pizza was, you know, well made. Spaghetti, I didn't like that. The sauce, it tasted like Mexican hot sauce, like they poured a bottle of Tabasco sauce in it. Cost $85 for a pizza, 2 glasses of water, and spaghetti that tasted like crap. $80+. They just built some condos over here. They're calling them condominiums. They look like apartments to me. 3-story apartment buildings. The rent in these condos is starting at $2,300 for a 1-bedroom apartment. They go all the way up to 3-bedroom apartments, which are $5,500. So $2,300 to $5,500 to live in an apartment. I saw an ad on Facebook or wherever the hell it was, I don't know, for a Ford pickup truck, a dually Ford pickup truck. The guy put some fender flares on it. He tinted the windows black. He even tinted the windshield black, which I thought was against the law. I thought that was against the law to do that. So he tints the windshield black, and then, you know, it's a white truck, and it's got white out headlights, white out tail lights, and all this other fancy stuff. $160,000. That's what he wants for it. It's a brand new truck, 2025 Ford dually. Well, what do they call that? Ranch hand or whatever that, you know, exotic brand is. $165,000 for that truck, or $170,000. Of course, all the comments were laugh faces, LOL, ridiculous, and all that. But that's the world we live in today. We got a president that we voted in. I voted for him myself. I'm glad I did. Don't get me wrong. But my opinion is I don't think that our government is working for the small man. I don't think that's happening. We got inflation that is outrageous. Now, me and many have noticed that there are some items in the grocery store that are going down on price. I'm not going to say that, we're back to 1972 here. I'm not going to do that. But there is items that have gone down in price. But we're still not saving any money at all. There's a grocery store in town called the Village Market. I guess they're trying to portray themselves as, what's that one market called? Joe's Supermarket, and the one that Amazon owns, the big high-end rich man's place, Trader Joe's, that's it, and all that. I went in there and bought some grapes because we wanted some grapes, and it was $30. $30 for some grapes. I just saw somebody say they $19 a pound for steaks. We haven't bought steak meat in over almost 2 years. I refuse to pay the price that they want for beef. Actually, chicken is getting up there in price along with the beef itself. I'm just glad that I'm at the age I am. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that you can see that I'm getting older, and that I am getting older, and that I'm not going to be here when the world self-destructs, because the only thing that governments in the world are here for is rich people. I'm sorry to say that. I classify myself as poor. I am not rich in any way whatsoever. I work 7 days a week. I'll be working today. I'll be working on that Chevelle today. And it's not because I'm a workaholic, which there is a little bit of that in my blood, but it's because I have to get this work done so I can get paid some money to pay my bills. I thank God for everything I have. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's right there over my shoulder. He always is. But thanking God for what you have nowadays really isn't enough, because you've got to keep the motivation going. You got to keep the movement in gear, and you can't run out of gas. But the thing is gas prices are so high, it's getting hard to keep gas in your tank to keep going. I'm predicting that we are heading for a very, very big recession, almost a depression. We got the housing market where you can't even buy a house anymore. You can't even do it. And if you buy a brand new house, it's built worse than a Cracker Jack's box. And they want hundreds and thousands of dollars, millions of dollars for a Cracker Jack's box house. I saw a newsreel in Denver, Colorado, where they are building houses, and on the outer walls of the house, they're not even on the outer walls of the house, if it's got brick, they're not even putting OSB board on the walls. All they're doing is putting that plastic sheeting over the 2x4s or 2x6s or whatever they're using for the outer walls, and then they're bricking it up. No insulation, no wood in between the brick layer and the house itself. it's the cheapest, most inexpensive way to build a house. And in my theory, who started all this is China. The Chinese company called IKEA. Has anybody ever been in IKEA? If you walk into IKEA, it is metaphorically designed to be cheap, inexpensive junk at very high quality prices. It's some of the worst inexpensive junk that you can purchase to put in your house. I call these brand new houses IKEA houses because that's what they are. And they're getting $800,000, $1 million for these things. Who's buying them? You got hundreds and hundreds of thousands of houses, empty houses sitting around America because the Federal Reserve refuses to lower interest rates for you and me to go buy a brand new house. They refuse to. I remember when our faithful buddy, Mr. Zillionaire Musk, you know, he's the most liked person in the world. Did you know that? He is the most liked person in the world. He's the richest person in the world. You know, when he talks, everybody listens. He's just like the best person that ever was born into the universe. So when he was in the White House with Doge, which we're going to get to that in a minute, and you can all say this is conspiracy theory. I don't really care what you think. But a lot of the accusations and fortunes that I tell come true. Okay? It's true facts. And this is just from me being a person looking out. I'm an insider looking out. It's called common sense, guys. You don't need to watch the evening news to figure out what's going on because the evening news is just going to lie to you anyway. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. But let's get back to Musk because I tend to wander off on my conversations because I always got so much to say to a lot of people that don't give a shit. And that might be you, okay? That might be you. Because that's how the world has turned to the middle name of I don't give a shit. That all comes from a previous president that we had, but let's get back to Musk. So Musk goes into the White House and he does this thing called Doge, and he brings his team of people in. They call them teams now, by the way. When you work at a company and you're working with two or more people, you're a team. That's the politically correct name, you know. Let's work a team. My team. That's stupid, man. You know, politically correct. So, this is my theory on why Musk and all his cronies went into the White House. Anybody can sit here and figure out that this much money's going there. This much money's going over here. Oh, look where our tax money is going there. And our tax money's going there. It doesn't take a genius to go into the White House and sit around for 90 days, you know, planning and excavating to remotely tell the world what our government is doing. It's common sense that our government is taking our tax dollars, which is billions, and getting them to other countries and places besides us, American people, that voted these people in. We voted them in. So all this Doge crap, that is a curtain. It's a curtain to cover up why Musk and his team are actually in the White House. Now, call this a conspiracy theory if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. then this might be a long conversation today. So if you're not prepared, you know, you need to leave now if you got things to do. But my theory on, okay, hold on a minute. I just saw, I want to scroll back. I was looking at the comments and okay, it looks like our buddy changed his name to Indiana Garage. Huh. Why he did that, I don't understand. He should have kept the name he had. That's my opinion. So, okay. Anyway, I want to get back. So, my theory is that since Elon Musk is a zillionaire, and when he speaks, everybody listens, and he's the smartest guy in the world, you know that, right? He's the smartest human being that ever lived on this planet. You know, he's building robots. He's building AI, female robots for all the lonely people out there that'll do anything you want them to do. He's building AI chat rooms with female girls. He's getting ready to open up the biggest, largest AI chat bot that the world's ever seen. And to gather all this information and to make AI stronger and smarter, they got to be able to get into every crack and crevice in the world. I'm talking about where cockroaches hide. I'm talking about where the rats live. My personal opinion on Elon Musk and his team going into the White House and into the United States governmental buildings is to put machines, you might call them, inside to gather information for his robots and his AI chat and everything that has to do with AI. So when super artificial intelligence hits, he's going to have the best there is. I don't think it had to do nothing with America's tax-paying dollars and nothing to do with the small penal head people that you and me are. That's my opinion. I don't trust him. I don't like him. And I think that he has snowballed the world into believing that he is a nice guy. He actually portrays that AI is going to take over the world. He tells us that. Yet on the other hand, he has got all his money invested in it to make it bigger, better, the best. So, yeah, that's my opinion. We're talking about crisis and the next recession. I think that has a lot to do with it, and that our government is not for the poor people. Our government is not for middle class. You and me, we're just the machine that keeps the rich wealthy. That's all we are. We're just here to provide and, make the rich man richer. I mean, here's a good example. I do paint and body work, okay? I have got to buy paint supplies, all right? Who do I buy them from? I buy them from the corporation. I am spending my money with the corporation to buy corporation paint supplies. To make my small profit that I make painting a fender, I have got to spend, let's see, I just bought, I think it was 2 quarts of that green, and it cost me $875. The insurance company, which is billionaires, zillionaire rich people that own it, the insurance company paid $575 for paint supplies. I ended up paying over $800 for the paint itself. That doesn't include tape, paper, primer, sandpaper, and everything else that it takes to actually paint a fender. Now, mind you, I got to paint a bumper cover. I got to blend in to the door over here. I got to blend into this fender, and I got to blend the hood in. And then clear coat the whole front end. So, you and me, being small people, are feeding the rich. We are feeding the rich. Wherever you work, you're working for the rich man. If you are self-employed like me, you're working for the rich man. When I do an insurance job, I just said the magic word, insurance. The insurance company is paying me. The profit that I make from that insurance company is very, very small to the money that they make off their customer that is paid in for years. Let me do that again. Years of insurance payments to have one wreck, and for the insurance company to bald-faced tell the customer, we're not using brand new parts. We're using junkyard parts. We're using aftermarket parts. We're only going to pay this much to fix the car. We're not going to pay that much. So, in the end, the only person that comes out on top is the insurance company. Every insurance job that I get, I have to fight the insurance company for the customer. I have to fight them. We got the customer that's ready to start crying and is very depressed because they wrecked the car. The insurance company is lowballing them, treating them like shit. And then we got the shop. The insurance company is lowballing them, treating them like shit. And I become the middleman for the customer. And I am the one that normally takes the loss. We got a guy in Florida. His name is Bernie on Facebook. He might be watching, I don't know. He's on YouTube too. He's been watching my videos ever since I started. And he started working in his garage, painting his own cars. You know the story, like everybody else. So he starts painting his car. Then he eventually, he's got a big shop in Florida. I talked to him the other day. I'm trying to find him a cab, a rust-free Chevy cab, which we will find one after the holidays here. He says, Pete, I quit doing collision work. I can't do it no more. I said, why not? You got 500 body shops within a 20 square mile radius, and there's so many cutthroats out there, they're only paying $30 an hour, flag hour for insurance work. $30 an hour? That's like 1982 prices. When he told me that, I couldn't believe it. Another thing is, when I was in Dallas, I believe him because let me tell you about Dallas. When I was in Dallas, when I was working there with my shop there, almost every single job that I did, every single job, I would either say partial deductible or the whole deductible just so I could do the job. Because the competition was from lowball, Mexican, drag you down to dirt cheap, work in the dirt shop, to corporation, Service King, Collision Masters, Giants. That's where the competition was. I mean, in Dallas, they even have guys that'll go to your parking lot while you're working. They're mobile paint and body shops. They'll fix your car out in the parking lot of your business. So for me to get work out there, I had to do a lot of money saving for customers to get them into my shop, which actually lowered my profit money. And I had employees back there. I don't have any employees here. We're going to have a recession. It's coming. The government has already set it up for us to have one. The government consists of a panel of people that control the country that they, what can we say, control. Because we can't do anything on our own without the government telling us how to do it, when to do it, and why we should do it. That's because you, and I'm talking to you, are brainwashed. You watch too much news that gets brainwashed. It started out with a radio, when radios were invented. And then it worked its way into the TV, the television. And now, of course, it's the computer. Everybody is pretty much brainwashed to a certain point. Here's a good example for you. Is it a crime not to file your taxes, your federal taxes? Is there actually a law in the books that states if you don't file your taxes every year, you are going to prison? Is there a law for that? Because when a federal tax was invented, it was for federal workers. That's why it was called the federal tax. It wasn't for people that worked out like doing what I'm doing. It was for federal government people that worked for the federal government. There's no law anywhere in the world that states that you have to file for federal tax. But you're brainwashed to believe that if you don't file your federal tax, you're going to prison. That's just an example of what the government does to you to make you live like you are. We're living in a very, very bad situation right now. We got all this AI crap that's, hoovering over the internet. And I mean, I just made a video about the AI, and a lot of people, they don't know how dangerous this AI is. They don't know how dangerous it is. They think it's a new toy that they can play with on the internet. Here's a little story for you about AI. Here's a little story for you. All the information that on YouTube, all the videos that are being made on YouTube is information that is being fed in to Google AI. They have exclusive rights to it. If you're a creator on YouTube, every now and then they're going to come up with new rules and regulations and all that, and, descriptions, but nobody ever reads them. If you read all that shit and you know how to redline it, that means read legal jargon, then you will see in that legal jargon that they have exclusive rights to do anything they want with your footage. But on the other hand, you own a copyright on it, so no third parties can come in and take it. But if you upload it on their site, they own it. They can do whatever they want as long as you have it on their platform. And that goes for TikTok and Facebook and everything else. So if all the stuff that you are posting on Facebook, or you might be a TikToker, the AI world is gathering and sucking your information to put into their computer brains and use it. Is AI going to take over the world? No, I don't think it ever will. I don't think that we will ever come to the existence of the Terminator. I don't think that robots will put me out of business and start fixing and repairing your car. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that a lot of jobs will be lost. I think that a lot of people will have to readjust and will have to conform to the new world that's getting ready to come. I think that the government is not for rich people. I mean, for poor people. I don't think the government is for middle class. I never have. I never will. They're for rich people. We will always be the machine that feeds the rich people. That's what we are. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. Recessions are designed for rich people to get richer. Now, you're probably saying, well, that doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Well, did Henry Ford, was he broke? Was he in the street in a soup line when the Great Depression hit? Was he out there doing that? No, he wasn't. He was sitting lavishly in his big giant mansion, counting his big dollar bills. Do you know that he gave Edsel Ford, do you know what he gave him for Christmas one year? His son Edsel, that's what this card's made out of, the desk. Is that okay? Behind me, if you look behind me there's the iconic Edsel grill, all right? Do you know what he gave his son Edsel for Christmas? That you and me, the poor people, the workers of America, the backbone, the middle class, would never even think of? He gave him a gold bar. He wrapped up a big giant gold, 24 karat gold bar, solid gold, wrapped it up and gave it to him. That was his birthday present, one of them. I think that's disgusting. I think it's pathetic, and it's very wordless that I don't have the words to say. I think it's disgusting. So yeah, Henry Ford wasn't down there with the poor people. He was up there in his big mansion counting his dollars and giving away gold bars. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. Who's the worst president we ever had? I already know what you're going to say. You're going to say Biden. Well, Biden wasn't a president. Biden was a puppet. The worst president we ever had, which is a very perfect example of how our government is controlling us, is Obama. Obama is the worst president we've ever had in the history of America. Okay? It wasn't Biden. It wasn't anybody else that you can think of. It was Obama. Obama, it was worse than Bush, okay? And when I say Bush, I'm talking about Bush Jr. Now, you can sit there and argue with me if you want. I don't care. Obama is the one that brought hate into America. He's the one that divided our country in good and evil. He's the one that brought the Muslims in. That was the first thing he did when he became president, is he laughed in our face. He spit on every American worldwide, and he gave a building to the Muslim religion that was directly straight across the street from the 9/11 buildings that blew up. He did that on purpose. They picked that particular building for the Muslim religion to have for a church in New York City. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what Muslim religion is all about. You can read about it or figure it out. Personally, you probably don't give a shit. You probably don't care because you're too wrapped up in your own world to worry about what a Muslim can do to America. Well, let me tell you something. The Muslims are moving in faster than Mexicans are being kicked out. Look what happened in Minnesota. They got a mayor in Minnesota, in Dearborn, Michigan. No, I'm sorry. It was in Michigan, not Minnesota. Was it Dearborn, Michigan? Americans went up there to protest at a monthly meeting. And you know what? These Americans, born and raised here, right here in America, born and raised, Dearborn, Michigan. And you know what the Muslim mayor told him? If you don't like it, move. We don't want you here. Get out. Sell your house and leave if you don't like it. What is Trump doing for us? Can I ask you that? I want somebody to leave comments down here, real comments of what he is doing, what our government is doing right now after 1 year of him being in office, what is going on, and what is good for middle class and poor America. Can you leave a comment, a real, true, 100% comment of what he's doing besides kicking illegal people out of our country? I don't think you can leave a comment of anything that he's doing for us except that. And all that is a curtain. It's a curtain to put in front of your face so you don't see what's going on behind the curtain. That's all that is. We're still giving Ukraine billions of dollars. The president of Ukraine owns a house in Florida worth $8 million. The president of Ukraine owns a house in Florida worth $8 or $10 million. So you tell me, what is he doing besides kicking people out? I think some of the policies will kick in next year, and hopefully that will start to change. Let me tell you about a policy nobody knows about back in 2016 when he was president. I think it happened actually in 2019 before he was booted out of office. He made a law for the federal government workers. If you work for the federal government and there happens to be a federal government shutdown, that you still get paid if you're not working. So if my shop shuts down, is the government going to pay me for sitting on my ass waiting around for work to get here? So all those people that were out of work and all the news media that was telling you hundreds and thousands of people are out of work and they're losing their houses and they're not going to get paid. It's a lie. They have brainwashed you. They all got paid, whether they worked or not, during the 1 month shutdown. All the people that were on welfare and food stamps and everything else, they got, I think they gave them half. It was either half or 3/4 of their regular income that the government supplied them with. So they got their money too. But do you see how brainwashed the people are, you are? Do you see where this all leads? Says, thanks, Slurping Joe, the ice cream man. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's weak. Still paid. I haven't caught up with the conversation, so I don't know what's going on here. Those fat back paychecks go for a home deposit. Yeah, probably. So I still haven't seen anything that, in the comment line here, I still haven't seen anything that states that Trump did anything for us. Thank you very much, Felix Dacat, for $2. Thank you. I appreciate that. By the way, I'm doing my stream this way instead of this way. I've got a lot of people bitching and complaining that they don't like it up and down. They like it horizontal. I still don't see anybody that left a comment about what the government is doing for us since Donald Trump's been in office. I don't see anything. I don't feel that he's done anything for us. I don't see interest rates going down. Isn't he the government? Can he go into the Federal Reserve and say you're lowering rates? I thought he was the big man. I thought he was the king of kings of all kings. I thought he was bigger than Elvis Presley. Hell, there's people out there that think he's bigger than God. Well, there's only one king in my life, and it's that guy right there. Okay? Okay, Mopar Guitar says, I can tell Nub no down if things font get better. Soon the house will be handed over to left and we will see a 2-year or more same thing. The government isn't for us, I'm telling you that. We're going to have a recession. And you better start saving your money, hunkering down, do what you got to do. People are out there paying $1,700, $1,800, $2,500 for an apartment. When I had an apartment, which I've only had an apartment a couple times in my life, but the rent of that apartment didn't just cover the rent. It covered the electric, it covered the trash, it covered the water. That was how it used to be. The only thing you had to buy that was extra was a phone. Get a phone hooked up. You didn't have to pay for the electric, that was in your rent. You didn't have to pay for water, that was in your rent. You didn't have to pay for trash, that was in your rent. And you got a big giant swimming pool to swim in for free. And you got a clubhouse to go hang out in and all this other stuff. Now, you're lucky to get 4 fucking walls and 3 or 4 fucking windows to look out and a heater to heat your fucking apartment. Because now you got to pay for your own electric, you got to pay for trash, you got to pay for water, and on top of that, $2,500 fucking dollars a month for rent. For rent! There's a company called Blackstone. Did you know that the Depression of 2008 was a setup? It was a government setup for the rich man to get richer. Thank God I busted my ass and I worked my fucking ass off and I didn't lose my house. I paid my rent on my house or my mortgage every fucking month. I never missed one fucking payment. Oh, believe me, Wells Fargo wanted me to. They were even begging me to sell out. You're going to lose it. Sell us your house now. Get out while you can. We want your house. Sell it to us. Fuck you, Mr. Banker. Fuck you. The only way that you're going to survive is you're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have to get off your big lazy ass, whether it's fat or skinny. You're going to have to get off social media. You're going to have to quit pretending you're going to be a big fucking star. Okay, we just had Matthew Miller that gave $99, it says. Wow, that's a very speechless action there. Well, I really appreciate that, Matthew. I hope that things work out for you in life. I retired from the Air Force this year and jumped headfirst into painting. Your videos are straightforward and easy to follow. Your style reminds me of my tech school instructions. Thank you very much, Matthew. I'm not asking for money on here. I don't ever ask for money. That's very shocking that somebody would even do that. Even giving $1 in the times that we're living now is you know, insane. So I try to do the best I can to help people. You know, we're going to talk about money for a minute. YouTube and money. A lot of people think that YouTubers make a lot of money. YouTubers don't make a lot of money. And I am going to show you just how much I make on a fucking video. Okay? Let's go ahead. Okay, I can't do it on this right now. It's not letting me. Okay, hang on one second. Let's get back. I'm going to show you exactly how much a YouTuber like me makes. So I'm going to go to one of my videos. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the analytics on that video. And I'm going to get one that has a lot of hits on it. I don't get a lot of hits on here, but we're going to go ahead and I want to show you how much a YouTuber makes on a video. And we'll just go ahead and do this last recent one. I got 1,699 hits on it. So I'm going to go down to analytics. And I'm going to show you how much money I made on this fucking video that took 4 days to make. And it'll probably top out to around 1,800, okay? It'll probably top out to about 1,800. But I want you to look right here. So I got 1,700 views. Here's our little graph. You can see it. When it first started, it was way up here. But it's going down and down, and it's going down by the days. It's been on there for 10 days. And I made $23.53. That's how much action I've made on this video that took 4 days to make. It's a 1 hour video, and it's very informative. Let's try to go to another video. Okay, here's one that I posted. It's called Who's the Real Dumbass? So let's look at that one. That'll tap out to about where it's at, 1,300 views. And we're going to go to analytics. 1,400 views. Are you ready for this, people? And this video has been on for 20 days. 1,400 views. I have made a total of $11.14. So, y'all think that YouTubers are filthy rich, and here's another action I want to show you about YouTube. Let's go ahead and go back. Let me turn that around. Okay, when you see all these videos that have hundreds and thousands of hits, I'm going to show you why. Hang on a minute. Let's go to the video. I'm going to show you why. If you look right here, now this only shows up on my deal. It says promote. So you click on this page, and then what do you want to do with your video? What's your goal set? What video is it? What's your target? How much money do you got? And then billing. They want your credit card information. What this is they want you to buy views, okay, which are AI views. They're AI views. They want you to buy them. They want you to buy comments, which are AI comments. They want you to buy likes, which are AI likes. They're not real people. And in reality, all these people on YouTube, and let's go ahead and search something here. That's mine. Let's go back to my channel. And all these people on YouTube, and I've been doing this for going on 18 years. I know a lot about YouTube. Okay, so let's just pick. Let me see. Let me just pick one here. Okay, here's one. Trump majority leaders. Let's see. I want to get one that's got millions of views. Here's one that's got 136,000 views. I guarantee you, this was 5 days ago, I guarantee you that all them views and all them comments and all them likes on CNN, on YouTube, they are bought. Here's one. Elon Musk's awkward moment in the Air Force. 8 months ago. 2.6 million views of seeing Elon Musk's awkward moment on Air Force One. Bullshit. I'm gonna call that bullshit. That's probably an AI-generated YouTube channel is what we're looking at here. This is probably an AI YouTube channel. They claim this guy's got 2.42 million subscribers. I don't believe it. I think it's fake. I think it's fake, and everything on here is AI generated. So if you think that, and TikTok does the same thing. I'm not monetized on TikTok. The videos that I put on TikTok, I don't make a cent on them. They're free for you to watch. And same with Facebook. If I put a little video on Facebook, it's free for you to watch. I barely make enough money on all the videos and years that I have put into YouTube. I barely make enough money to make a truck payment every month. So if you think that real, honest, hardworking YouTube creators like me are out there making millions and millions of dollars, no. But see, that's where the world is leading to. That's where the world is leading to, is that they are going to the internet thinking that they are going to be social media creators and that they're going to make all this money being an influencer because that's all they know. And you know why they know that? Because they have grown up all their life with this in their hand. This is all they know. They don't even know how to dig a ditch. They don't even know how to get their hands dirty. All they know is this. And that, my friend, is what the government's doing to us. Okay? That is what the government is doing to us. They are brainwashing you for the big move, just like the title says, the next recession. The government is now in talks that since the housing market is so expensive to buy a house and interest rates are so high, we should give out 50-year mortgages. 50-year mortgages. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. They want to go ahead and give you an incentive bonus of giving you 50-year mortgages to pay for a fucking house. That way, they can get taxes from you for 50 fucking years. It's locking you in. My Aunt Glory bought her house. Listen to this bullshit. She bought her house like 30 years ago. She bought it for $78,000. She's refinanced. Now, her house payment was like $280 a month. So she refinanced that house 4 times. 4 times. She's lived in that house over 30 fucking years. Do you know what her mortgage is today? $1,800 fucking dollars for a house that she bought for $78,000. I don't understand why people refinance. I don't understand why. Is it because they look at it and say, ooh, we can get some free money? We can get free money. We'll just add it to what we already pay that we can't afford, but that's all right. We'll come up with the money. Let's go ahead and do that. I will never, ever bow down to a fucking bank or anybody else that wants to give me a fucking loan. I own my property outright. My shop is fucking owned to me. I have a fucking house that I can go to sleep in. If I get deathly sick or ill, I don't have to worry about some bank or some corporate piece of shit coming down my motherfucking throat, forcing me to give them money that I don't owe them. Fuck you. Fuck off. Anybody that refinances their fucking house when they're already fucking paying outrageous prices for it is a fucking dumbass. That's what you are. Thank you, Black Abe. I appreciate that $2, buddy. That'll give me enough money to put a quarter of a gallon gas back in my tank for me to keep going, bud. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Do you understand what I'm saying, though? Does it make any fucking sense at all to you? Oh, we're heading for a recession. And I don't believe Trump's done a motherfucking thing for me. Okay? When Doge came out, oh, we're going to give back America all their money. The taxpayers are going to get their trillions and billions of dollars back. We're going to do that. You ain't fucking giving us shit. Liar! Trump ain't no better than any other fucking president that's ever fucking been in office. The government is a scandal toward you and me. It's a fucking curtain that you and me can't see behind. Our vote doesn't count. You can forget that shit. If you ain't figured that out already, you're a dumbass. They already know who the fuck's going to be the president. As far as I'm concerned, that deal with all them immigrants rushing in, taking over our country. Thank you, Black Abe. I appreciate the $10. That's very nice of you, sir. You're an awesome guy, buddy. Let me go ahead and like that. Thank you. Let me go ahead and say this again. That was a setup for Trump to be president. Now you're looking at me going, oh my God, this guy's stupid. He's a fucking dumbass. That was a setup to let all these immigrants in. We're going to give them all the free money and all medical care and all that. For Trump to come in and look like our big hero of the day. Oh, I'm here and I'm getting rid of everybody. That's our Iron Curtain. That's the curtain that is covering up what they're really doing. What they're doing, I don't fucking know. But they ain't doing shit for me. Name one fucking thing. I'm still online here. Okay, nobody has said anything that Trump has done. Yes, they do have taxes. Can you count taxes, Felix? Can you really do that? Because that's a mandatory thing that they're going to take from you anyway. I will tell you this, though. I did fight my taxes, and I actually lowered my taxes. Anybody that owns property, if you don't fight your taxes, you're stupid. You can't count the taxes, in my opinion, Felix, because that's a mandatory thing that they're going to take from you whether you like it or not. It's either you're going to pay your local taxes or fuck off, we're going to take your house. So you got to look at it this way. You got to look at it, if you own your house outright, you own it. And all I do is pay taxes. That's basically what you can tell yourself. I want to ask again, nobody's answered a fucking question. What has our faithful president, our most wonderful president we've ever had in the world, what has he done for you? What has he actually done for middle-class America and poor people? What? I have a good mind to stay on here all fucking day until I get an answer. I want to know one logical answer. What the fuck our government has done in the past year for us to say, we love you. Thank you. Now, if you're a rich person, you're not qualified to leave comments. Forget it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody has an answer. Nobody knows nothing. The only answers I'm getting is nothing. No, nothing. Chaos. Stock market is ripping. Border closed. Well, that's great that Trump went in office and he just happens to own trillions and trillions of stock market fucking aptitudes and that he's making billions of dollars from being president in the stock market. If I remember correctly, and I don't even know because I don't even watch the fucking guy anymore, but if I remember correctly, when he first became president, that's all he talked about. The stock market. Look at the stock market rising because of what I did. Oh, God. You have put a halo around my head, and I am the angel. I'm the angel of America. He hasn't done shit, okay? Yeah, there you go, Felix. Gold prices are up. Ain't that great? How many of you, go ahead and answer that. How many of us own gold? I don't. I can't afford to buy any fucking gold and let it sit around in my desk drawer and wait for it to go up. Gas prices over here haven't gone down. I noticed somebody in Denver left a comment that the gas was $1.85 in Denver. It's $3.50 fucking cents here. And I don't want to hear any bullshit. Oh, you live in a tourist town. This town isn't as big as tourist as you think. All right? It ain't Vail. It ain't Telluride. Okay? It's not as big as you think. Trust me. It's a very small, medium-sized tourist town. Nobody can answer the fucking question, and I'm not going to sit here all fucking day. For most part, all I see is an extension of last... That's right. Mopar Guitars got it right. That's all it is. It's an extension of the last term and the term before that and the term before that. Because why? Because Obama is the one that set the pace to ruin middle class and low poverty America. There's no way it'll ever be taken back. We aren't the backbone of nothing. We're the survivors. The only thing we're the backbone of is the fucking rich guy that lives in the big fucking mansion that's eating with silverware made out of gold and drinking out of gold-plated fucking crystal glasses and throwing them in the fireplace when he's done. We're nobody to nobody. I'm nobody. YouTube's going to watch this video and say, fuck this guy, he's an asshole. Oh, hold it. We need to keep his content for AI, for our AI generation. We need to put all his information in there so then we can let AI know that there's assholes like this guy out there. That there's non-believers. Because if you're a non-believer and you're not a follower, they don't want you, bitch. I used to be a 199.9% Trump follower. I thought that he was the best thing that could ever happen to our government and that he was going to fix everything up and get things right. Fuck you. Ain't nothing going to be fixed. Nothing's going to be different. It's the same thing every fucking day when you wake up. Fuck off. And it's not getting better. It's getting worse. Like I said, I feel sorry for all the people that are growing up now. Better fucking watch out, okay? If you're some young person watching this, you better fucking take note. You're next, motherfucker. And if you ain't got the fucking balls to fucking fight back, you're going to be living like a cockroach in the fucking woodwork. You're going to be living like a fucking rat in the sewer lines. That's all I can tell you. That's it. That's the last of it. I got these here. And every now and then, I live out here in this dry area. I got to suck on one of these motherfuckers because my throat gets dry and I almost lose my voice. I don't want to lose my voice. I got to get the message across to you fucking people. It's fucking bullshit. The recession's coming. And I guarantee you Trump is going to make it happen one way or the other. He's doing it for the rich people. He's doing it for himself. And then we got Ken Craig here, 7308, says, I'm talking down to my subscribers. Oh, golly. Why don't you go fuck yourself, Ken? There. Okay? Are you my subscriber? No, you're not. So I'm going to tell you what. This is the easy way to get rid of you. Watch this, you fucking idiot. Watch this. Are you ready? Hide user from channel. Goodbye. Goodbye. Jerk off. Don't you just love, you see that guy there? He lives in mommy's basement somewhere. And if he doesn't live in a basement, he lives in a fucking studio apartment. He wakes up in the morning, plays on his iPhone, has his iPhone all day long. You know, fuck you, Ken. Ken Craig, 7308. Yeah, nice name there, buddy. A recession would take the stock market down. We won't do that. Oh, believe me. Doesn't matter if the stock market goes down for you and me. Before the stock market goes bad, they're going to devise a plan where the rich will still stay rich. Campbell Soups, there you go. Campbell Soup. Has everybody heard the news about them? Their stock market plummeted so fucking far down, They almost had to close the doors. But I still see they're in business. Go figure. Anyway, we've done a lot of talking today. We did a lot of action. We got Bismoto here. He says, I'll tell you what Trump did for me, putting me out of a job by his tariffs on and off again. Companies don't know what to charge customers anymore. I'll tell you what puts you out of business is shipping, the cost of shipping. I think the cost of shipping is fucking insanely ridiculous. I just sold some insulation on the internet for, I think it was $100. And at the time I put them on eBay, I put them in the box and I took them down to see how much it would cost to ship them, you know, to a random address like out in Michigan or wherever, Ohio. And it was like $33. So I put $35 shipping on it. I end up selling this fucking insulation. And you know how much shipping was to ship that out? $78. It was $78 fucking dollars to ship the fucking thing out that would have cost $35 back when I put it on there. Okay, so Patrick says Amazon has free shipping. Well, I'm not really talking about Amazon shipping us stuff. I'm talking about like all these other companies that charge you shipping. And I'm talking about, and the other thing is there's a lot of stuff you can't buy on Amazon when you're in the business of what I'm in. And if you do buy it, there's a 99% chance it's made in China. It's a piece of shit. It's a copy, China copy. Anyway, what I was going to say is I'm talking about me shipping something to somebody else. It's fucking insanely ridiculous. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. What good is shipping when you receive a smashed product? That's true, Felix. I want to thank Felix and our other buddy here. I ain't got his name up. I want to thank Matthew Miller for the largest, this is the largest donation I've ever gotten. And of course, we got our other buddy, Felix Decada, which has donated several. Thank you very much, Felix. We appreciate that. And I think I got one more that I can't find. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to ask everybody out there, if you really want to help my friend Pete out, I'd really like to sell some of my artwork. We got Christmas coming up. And I mean, these are beautiful pieces of art that I make. And I'd like to go ahead and sell some of that instead of getting free money from people. We can't afford to be giving out free money, even though it is a thank you note for what I've done. I appreciate that. But can you please watch that next live video that I have? And it might be today, I don't know. And I'd like to sell my artwork. I'm going to lay it all out so we can get a good look at it. And if you're interested in that artwork, contact my friend Pete and we'll hook you up. I actually was in Grand Junction about, 2 months ago. And I had a faithful follower call me that wanted to buy one of my pieces of art. And I told him, well, let me get back to the shop and I'll call you. Well, for some odd reason, my fucking phone died out, my shop phone. And when I turned it back on, I lost the information that I had on him. So I feel kind of bad about that due to the fact that I think that he probably thinks I was ignoring him, which I wasn't. So if you're that guy, give me a call back and we'll work something out and I'll catch you a good deal on one of my pieces of artwork. How much for the deer head on the wall and the masks? The deer head on the wall and the masks. I don't see any masks. And the deer head on the wall isn't for sale. Oh, you're talking about those over here. Oh, we're talking about the cow heads and the mask. Yeah, those aren't for sale, buddy. I'm sorry, I'm not having an estate sale. I didn't die yet. But keep your eyes open. I'm going to make a video and put it on hold. And when I do die, we will put a. I'll have give my kids and Minnie instructions to load that video up, and we will have a beautiful estate sale. And looky here, let me show you some examples. Okay, my friend Pete Custom Guitars. We're gonna have those, and oh, look at here. There's another one. We'll have artwork, records, childhood memories, memorabilia. Okay, it'll be a big giant estate sale nationwide. We'll get all the YouTubers over here. It'll be called the YouTube Estate Sale. And y'all come on over here and just buy up all my friend Pete's shit. All my friend Pete's junk. Just come on over and buy it up. And looky there, we got Christmas all the way in the back corner. But what's more important? We got Jesus watching over us. And what are we all doing? We're all praying to Jesus to ask him to make things better for us. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. There's my little boy. That's him. My son PJ, look at him. That wasn't too long ago, was it? Wow. We'll see y'all later, guys. Take it easy. Memories. That's all we got. Memories. Memories of life. That's it. And all we can do is live in our box, live in our memories in our head, and tell ourselves that one day this is all going to come to an end. But we got to fight. We got to struggle. We got to be that guy, that girl that never gives up. Because if you give up, there's old Santa Claus in his little car. Oh, I'm sorry. Santa Claus is riding his bicycle today. Oh, I'm sorry. Santa Claus is just sitting there looking like Santa Claus. We'll see you all later, guys. What about Mr. T? Is Mr. T still alive, or did he die? That's a memory, right? I'm going to make a live video about my artwork. I'd like people to support my friend Pete by purchasing a piece of my artwork. I got a bunch of it. I take my time. I spend a lot of money on it, and I make very, very little profit. But I'd like to see some of it be distributed and given out. I want to thank our buddy Rick for the beautiful magazines that he gave me for my coffee table. This is my wagon wheel coffee table. I said coffin. And our buddy Rick sent me some old True West magazines. Thank you very much, Rick, for that. Look at this item. This is a 1928 clock. Let me tell you a little story on this. Can you see it turning? Okay, so I bought this at an estate sale. I always wanted to have one of these clocks, and this is a German-made 1928 clock. And as we walk around, I want you to notice Jesus is everywhere in my office, but let's get back to the clock. So I buy the clock, and I didn't think it was going to work. You know, you buy these old clocks, and it's a fucking gamble when you get them. So anyway, I took the globe off to clean the globe, and the clock tipped over, and it fell over here on my couch. I picked it up, and I put it back over here. And this was about a month and a half ago. And I went ahead and put the globe back on it, and I randomly just went ahead and hit it so it would wind up and then spin. And it's been running ever since. Now listen to this. This is the kicker. That's a 444-day clock. That's a 444-day clock. That's solid brass. The balls are solid brass. The clock works solid brass. That's crystal glass globe. It's made in Germany. It's from the late 20s. That's a porcelain painted face on there. 444 fucking days that thing runs. It's been running ever since. We're going to keep it running, and we're going to see how long it lasts. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. In my box, right here, keeping all the memories of life when my dad used to take us to the drive-in when we were little kids to watch biker movies. That's right. My dad used to take us there. We were there at that drive-in. Right there. Look at that. Angels, hard as they come. That was actually Scott Glenn's very first movie he ever played in. Anybody that knows Scott Glenn. Born Losers. We know them. Got to go, guys. God bless America. God bless America. And do us a favor. Pray that our faithful president, Donald Trump, does something for the little guy. Because as far as I'm concerned, he ain't doing fucking shit. And one more thing, you better fucking get ready. The recession's coming. Better fucking be ready. Get off your fucking phones. Start fucking doing something for your life.